Today I'm actually going to approach the topic of depression. I guess I can talk a little bit about my personal experience with it. Maybe you can use this video to help understand a friend who has depression, or maybe you yourself can relate to it if you have depression. So I do suffer from depression, and a lot of times people will act like I can choose when I'm depressed, but that's not it at all. A lot of times it'll just come out of nowhere. You won't know why you're depressed. You'll just know that you're really sad. During these bouts of depression, there's a lot of, sometimes people will self-harm. Sometimes there will be a lot of suicidal thoughts. I know that I used to struggle with self-harm, and that I have had the seriously suicidal thoughts. So I don't know if this is common. I don't know a lot about, other people's symptoms. If you do have different symptoms of depression, feel free to just drop them below. A lot of times it can just be triggered from another emotion, like feeling lonely or just like regulated sad, and it'll quickly just grow and I can't, get out of hand is not a very good way to say it, but it is a way to say it. So yeah, get out of hand and you'll just feel down. Some people have like that one person they'll just talk to and it'll get better. I know that for me is my best friend, and a lot of times if you do have depression, I do suggest you find that one person that you can talk to, because you don't want it to get out of hand. And I mean, I know that in the moment you do, but you don't really want it to get out of hand in a way that you can't fix it anymore. So find that one person who you can talk to about it, who's not going to tell you that your feelings are invalid, who is going to actually like sit down and listen to you. And a lot of times you'll be surprised who you can find that person in. Usually people with depression are going to be the most empathetic towards you. So, depression isn't something that, how I feel like social media makes depression out to be something that we can choose or just something that we can cure. And I've been on antidepressants, and all it has done is make me so tired. I couldn't work. I couldn't, concentrate in school. I wasn't there. I just wanted to sleep all the time. And that's not what I wanted. That wasn't helping me. That wasn't doing anything to solve my depression. I can still be depressed when I'm tired. A lot of times people will have depression because of their past. They can have depression because of a traumatic event that they went through. Sometimes even depression can be triggered by seeing a certain object, by triggering a certain memory. Depression will come to the forefront of their mind. And although I wasn't going to talk about this before, anxiety. When you have depression and anxiety at the same time, it is like the Romans are battling the Greeks in your head all the time. And it doesn't matter who wins because they're both bad. You can't concentrate in school. You don't like being around people. You aren't trying to offend your friends, but a lot of times you'll tell them to leave you alone because you just don't want to be around anybody. You won't talk. Anxiety makes presentation day the worst day of your life. You do not want to get up in front of the class. It doesn't matter if you went to school with them for years. You do not care. lot of times anxiety will cause panic attacks, which I've had panic attacks and they're not fun. A lot of times to, resituate myself in the room while I'm having a panic attack, I'll count, breathe in, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out, listen, hear, and touch something. And that'll resituate myself enough that I can kind of ground myself back into reality. I will see that this is not a life-ending event and I will be okay. A lot of times depression will lead to suicide, which I have unfortunately had to deal with, and it's horrible. A lot of times, if it is a closer friend that does commit suicide, you feel terrible. You feel like maybe you should have been there for them. You feel guilty, like, why didn't they come to me? Why didn't they talk to me? I would have helped them, but there's nothing you can do anymore because they're gone. And I have to tell people that are going through this right now, don't blame yourself. It is not your fault. You did not put the razor in their hand. You did not put the gun in their hand. You did not give them the rope. You did not give them the pills. None of this was because of you. If you guys also have any depression, any anxiety, any just suicide stories, you can drop them in the comments below. That's all I have for today on this topic, but if you feel like I missed some points, you can also put those in the comments below and I may make a part 2. So, this is Tina Ree.